Here's how most companies do disaster recovery. They buy backup software, they sign a recovery contract, and they assume they're covered. Then an outage hits, and the systems they spent the most money protecting, those weren't the ones that took the business down. That's what happens when you skip the business impact analysis. According to FEMA, roughly 40% of small businesses never reopen after a disaster, and another 25% fail within a year. The companies that survive almost always have one thing in common. They knew what mattered before the lights went out. That's what a BIA gives you, and it's the step most companies skip. A disaster recovery plan is a set of decisions. What gets restored first? How fast? From where? At what cost? Every one of those decisions needs an input. The BIA is that input. Skip it, and you're guessing. You buy a recovery solution sized for the wrong systems. You set backup frequencies based on what the vendor recommended,
not what each function can actually tolerate.
Average downtime for an SMB runs around $8,600 an hour, and only about 26% of businesses even have a disaster plan in place. That's where companies die. Every BIA produces 3 numbers. If you don't know these, your recovery plan is just a hope. RTO, recovery time objective. How fast does this system have to come back? RPO, recovery point objective. How much data can you afford to lose? If it's 1 hour, you need hourly backups, period. MTD, maximum tolerable downtime, the outer limit. Past this point, the damage is permanent. Here's the connection. Your RTO and RPO have to sit inside your MTD, and these aren't technical decisions. They're business decisions wearing technical clothing. The BIA is what lets you set them with evidence, not guesswork. We've run this process inside enough mid-market companies to see a pattern. The BIA almost always contradicts what leadership assumed. First, interdependency. A team will name the ERP as the crown jewel, then discover it's useless without a small integration server. No redundancy, no recovery priority, single point of failure for the entire crown jewel. Second, the gap between assumed critical and actually critical. Executives overweight systems they personally touch, like email. But the boring transactional systems that keep cash moving, those often have the shortest tolerable downtime. Third, the everything is priority 1 trap. When every department says their systems are mission critical, you have no priorities. In a real outage, your team restores in whatever order feels right under pressure. The BIA forces ranking on paper calmly. Quick answers. What's the difference between a BIA and a DR plan? The BIA defines the requirements. The DR plan fulfills them. How long does a BIA take? For a small or mid-sized company, usually 2 to 6 weeks. The biggest delay is scheduling operational experts. What are RTO and RPO in simple terms? RTO is how fast it comes back. RPO is how much data you can afford to lose. Both come from the BIA. A disaster recovery plan built on assumptions protects the wrong things at the wrong speed. A plan built on a BIA protects what actually keeps the company alive in the order that matters at a justified cost. The analysis is the cheap part. Skipping it is what gets expensive. If you want targets grounded in evidence, we can help. Links in the description.